Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me, welcome. I'm so glad that you have found me. And if you are returning, welcome back. This is the beginning of the start of a new year. I thank you for all your joining me for the past year. And basically, Happy New Year. We hope that 2023 will bring a lot more health and happiness and kindness to everybody in the world. So today is card sketch number 137. This is the pre-recorded video. I am probably, as we speak, as if you're viewing this right as I've scheduled it to go live, I'm on my way back home from Winnipeg. In any event, welcome to card sketch number 37. I really wanted to make sure that I continued to do my card sketches while I was away. So can you see something that's a little bit different? These basically are, and I've got to show you, they're rectangles. You could do them as rectangles, and obviously if you do not have this, but these are the new fancy label dies, and these nest in to one another. So I thought it would be really neat to kind of show that this is a nesting sort of approach that goes to it, but also that there's so many different dies that are in here, and they have different cuts that are in there. Honestly, these are some dies that you really need to have. Plus, I paired it up with the floral and the two-tone Flora. The two-tone Flora has these beautiful background dies and then some dies to cut out the flowers as well. Now, also that goes along with those labels are the Something Fancy sentiment stamp set. I think this is really amazing. I love this with Deepest Sympathy, although we don't want to do a sympathy card. There's thank you cards. There's this one's fun too. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching the celebration. I really like that one. That one's lots of fun. All right, and we're using some of the beautiful designer series paper as well. All right, so let's get started on this. This is one of the color pieces of designer series paper, and I just love this particular designer series paper. This one here, it has the petal pink, but it has the calypso coral and of course the evening evergreen and the soft succulent, and then throw in a bit of soft suede in there. Wow, does that ever make it so pretty? So on my card sketch, I always have I give you the finished card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that basically, my card base is actually 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. That gives the finished card base. So we're just going to fold into the mountain. I'm going to go get a really good score. I have this evening evergreen that happens to be the 4 inches. This is layer number 1, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then my designer series paper, which happens to be 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. And I want to have some ribbon on this card. I think this card is really, it's going to need some ribbon. Now on the back of this is this petal pink, and it looks like it's a painted background, a painted texture background. And you'll see that I actually use that painted texture embossing folder, and I think it goes along really, really well with it. But in any event, I'm going to go and I'm going to use this soft succulent ribbon, and I'm just going to move this out of the way a bit. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to reinforce my ribbon with tear and tape. This ribbon will not go anywhere. Even if this card's been around for a couple of years, it's not going to go anywhere. So let me I just want to fix something that's on here. There we go. So, okay, so let's go ahead and then let's just put this on here. I think that's about in the middle. I'll check that before I do the reinforcement of the tear and tape. You know, it's close enough. So I'm just going to put that in there like that. We'll cut this off. And then this is where I talk about reinforcing it. So we just want to go back in, put that on top, and that ribbon's not going to go anywhere. So it's just like that. And then this piece can go right on the front of this card. And I might end up with a faux bow. I might end up with a bow. I might just end up with that ribbon being on there. I'm not sure how that's going to end up by the end. Now remember, with these card sketches are a way to inspire you when you have no mojo and you want to look at something. You can actually take this design and use any type of cards, you know, stamps or paper or anything with it. You don't even have to, on this part here, you don't even have to have it as designer series paper. You could have it as a piece that's run through with an embossing folder as well. All right, so we've got that like that. And then I've cut those 3 squares out. I've given you the measurements to them, what the measurements are once they're cut out. But see how I've gone ahead and cut some designer series paper. I'm going to put this so that evening evergreen's up at the top, and then it's going to go like that. All right, so what we have to figure out is what sentiment I want to use on here. So I'm thinking to myself, let's see. You matter to so many. Is there a grateful for the magic of you? Thank you. There could be a thank you. This could be as a thank you card. I really would like to put this on, but you know, honestly, I'll show you. It really didn't go on. It was too big to go on to the sentiment. Let's do a deepest sympathy. You hate to do those kind of cards, but it shows such beautiful font that's on this particular one. It's like I say, it's beautiful font. So I'll just put that, and let's see how that's going to go. I'm going to do it in the evening evergreen. Let's make sure it's straight. Okay, I'll get that good and stamped up. Okay, so just like that. And that's for the time being. So like I say, this is going to go like this and this. And honestly, I think it needs something else. I really like how the layout is, but it definitely needs something else. So that's when we're going to come in with the two-tone floral. We're going to use one of these stamps. We might use 2 of this one and a smaller one. We will see how it works out. All right, so I do have some basic white. Whoops. And we are going to go and start stamping. Now, I want to show you how I lined these up. So basically what I did was I took this is the front part of the stamp set. I took the other part that's going to lay on top, and I've got like the part that's going to stamp down. And then I put it on here, and then I turned around and I marked my stamps. And that, you will find, is going to help you so much when you go to lining up these stamps. All right, so let's do the first one. We're going to do it in a Calypso Coral. No, maybe, let's do it in the Calypso Coral. So I'm just coming in. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it on. Now, this happens to be, normally I would stamp this on like a stamping pad, but I have my grid paper, and I have my grid paper. I have a pad of the grid paper, so I do have a padding on there. So you want to make sure, oh, see, that's going to come off. Now, when that comes off like that, just take your cleaner and clean the back of the stamp so that it's going to stick onto the block. Or you can run it under water and dry it. Okay, so I know that that piece is lining up with that piece. Just like that. And see how that lines up. Lines up beautifully. And I did that with all the other ones as well. But I'm going to do another big stamp like this. And I'm going to do it in the evening evergreen. Let's stamp that one off. Just like that. And then we're going to come in. And I'm making sure that I'm coloring in or cleaning in between. You can see on that first card that I did, I had a bit of the evening evergreen on there. Okay, remember, I know that that's lined up there. And just like that. And then we can go ahead and maybe, let's see, we can stamp one of the smaller ones. Let's go ahead and stamp that in the evening evergreen as well. So I've turned around. Let's see, I'll have this one. And I think it's this one. Yes. So again, I've gone and stamped it. Like I've got it and I've gone ahead and marked it. And honestly, that is going to make your life so much easier to do this. Okay, so let's first of all stamp our evening evergreen. And you know, I'm going to keep this stamped off again. Whoops, that's kind of dark in that one spot. So there, stamp it there. There's a bit on there. That'll be okay. And I know that that's at the bottom, so I want my ink part at the bottom. And then I'm just going to go like that. And line that up just like that. They're so pretty, these flowers. And like I say, if you take the time to line your stamps up, that's what makes that so much easier. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run that through with the little mini cut and emboss. And actually, I've got some of them already done. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and I'll show you how easy it is to cut that out with the mini cut and emboss. Whoops, I actually have it done. So you know what? I have all of my my stamps already cut out. I've got that one cut out. I have one of these cut out. And I also have, a Calypso Coral one cut out, and I also have an Evening Evergreen one cut out. Not sure exactly how that's going to go on there, but I'll use these ones for other cards. All right. So just put those away. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to start putting this card together. So like I say, this is run through with that painted. So we can go ahead and just put that one on there. We're going to put this, I want that, like I say, I want that green there. The green Deepest Sympathy. And let's sort of lay this out ahead of time and see how we want this to go. So this can go there, or a flower can go, maybe the green one would be better up there. Like so. And then we can have this here with one of these. Now, I know that there's a bunch of, yeah, that looks kind of pretty. I know there's a bunch of leaf stamps on here as well, but I think this is going to be enough. So let's go ahead and start putting that together. So we're just going to put that up there. And I'm going to just put this flat on here as well. And then I'm going to pop up the Deepest Sympathy one. And then we'll pop up the flowers. So that'll be quite a bit of the, just like this. And then we can pop this one up. So I'll just come in with my dimensionals. So don't forget to enter, to do a card using this sketch. I give away one, I do a random draw for a sketch for the card sketch and also for the mystery sketch. And then if you live in Canada, I can give away a product. And if you live outside of Canada, I've got lots of tutorials that I can give away to you. So let's just go put this here, just like that. And then we can also do this one here, and this one. So I'm going to just put some dimensional on that side as well. And then that can be glued there. That's going to keep it. You know what? I'm going to have to put another dimensional on there. So I had started pre-recording this video a little bit earlier. And with the new upgrades with the phone, I couldn't figure out how to do not disturb my thing. And I had a prank or one of those fake solicitation calls. Oh, I find that so frustrating, especially calls that you don't even want. Right? So that's going there, and we're just going to put some glue on this side. You can tell I'd used something on the back of that. Remember, there's always two sides to every piece of paper, right? Okay, let's put that there. Now, what we want to do now, geez, we could really build this up if we wanted to with more flowers. But of course, I'm going with the thing of 3, right? And then I did have here, and I still do, so that's a good thing. I have these elegant faceted gems. I think that these gems go perfectly with this suite, especially with certain colors that are on there. So let's just go ahead. Now it's kind of heavy at the bottom. So I'm just going to take this and just go ahead and put these on here, just like so. All right. Then we can, if we want, we can go in and, you know what, I think I will, is I will go in with this darker one again with the Evening Evergreen. You know what? I could actually take this and just put that on there, but let's see how this works. I'm going to come in with the Evening Evergreen. Let's stamp that off. You know, I want to get that a little bit different. Stamp that off. Let's just put this here. And then I can come in with the one that matches it. Let's go ahead and stamp that right on there. There we go. And that's going to be the inside of the card. And then, of course, you can fill out with the card anything that you want. So there's the card sketch. So you can see I've added a few more elements there, but nothing. I've still got it where it still has the proper layout. Thinking to myself, is this where I want to put it? Sure. Why not? All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to play along. If you like this, make sure that you give me the thumbs up. Make sure that you share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do share my video. That's one of the biggest forms of compliment that you can do. Now, I played with these colors. I can't wait to start playing with the beautiful Orchid Oasis that goes with it, the pool party that goes with it. Oh my goodness. But I was really drawn to these colors for some reason. In any event, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned to the new year where I'll be continuing on doing my techniques and my Monday classes and everything else. And thanks again for the support by watching me throughout 2022. And we will see you in the new year. Bye for now.